Math 4, Quarter 2, Week 8. Matatag Curriculum. Learning competencies and objectives. Determine similar and dissimilar fractions. Add and subtract similar fractions to proper fractions. To mix numbers, a mixed number and a proper fraction, a whole number and a proper fraction, and a whole number and a mixed number. Content, addition and subtraction of similar fractions. Addition and subtraction of two proper fractions. Addition and subtraction of two mixed numbers. Addition and subtraction of a mixed number and a proper fraction. Addition and subtraction of a whole number and a proper fraction. Addition and subtraction of a whole number and a mixed number. For day 1. For the short review, write the fraction for the shaded part of each figure. Here are the illustrations for set A. Let us now answer. For the first one, we have 2/5. Next, 3/5. For the third one, 1/5. And for the fourth one, we have 4/5. Let's move on with the set B. Write the fraction for the shaded part of each figure. Let us now answer. Here are the correct answers. We have 2/7, 4/7, 5/7, and 3/7. Let's move on with set C. Write the fraction for the shaded part of each figure. Here are the correct answers. We have 3/8, 1/5, and 2/4. For set D, write the fraction for the shaded part of each figure. You're right, here are the answers. 3/6, 2/5, and 4/8. Observe the illustrations of set A and set B. Fractions on sets A and B have the same denominator. In set A, the common denominator is 5, while in set B, the common denominator is 7. Fractions on set C and D contain different denominators. It is important to know how to determine sets of fractions with the same denominator and different denominators. Let's define first what are similar fractions and dissimilar fractions. When we say similar fractions, these are fractions with similar or the same denominators. And for dissimilar fractions, these are fractions with dissimilar or different denominators. Let's discuss the subtopic 1, which entitles addition and subtraction of two proper or improper fractions that are similar. Angel, a grade 4 student, completed 2/5 of her assigned tasks on a long weekend. She continued the following day and completed 1/5 of the tasks. How much of the assigned tasks did Angel accomplish? How much of the assigned tasks were not accomplished? How the problem may be solved? Let us now answer. Example 1. Find the sum of 2/5 plus 1/5. Use this to represent the completed task of Angel. The first illustration represents the completed assigned task, which is 2/5, and the second figure is a representation of the completed assigned task on the following day, which is 1/5. Construct the diagram or disk representing the total completed task by Angel. As seen in each figure, 2/5 plus 1/5 equals 3/5. So, 3/5 of the assigned task was accomplished by Angel. Remember the rule: to add proper fractions that's similar, add the numerators, then use the common denominator. Then, to find how much of the assigned tasks were not accomplished by Angel, we will use subtraction. Example 2. Subtract 5/5 minus 3/5. The whole task can be represented by the fraction 5/5, since 3/5 was the total accomplished task by Angel. We subtract 3/5 from 5/5. This can be explained by the diagram. To develop the concept involved here, the takeaway concept of subtraction may be used through number line. Here is the illustration of the number line. 5/5 minus 3/5 is equal to 2/5. Take away 3/5 from 5/5. So, 2/5 of the assigned tasks were not accomplished by Angel. Remember the rule: to subtract proper or improper fractions that are similar, subtract the numerators, and use the same denominator. For the lesson activity, use a diagram to represent the sum or difference of the following fractions. Number 1, 1/8 plus 4/8. 2, 7/10 minus 4/10. Perform the indicated operation. Here are the correct answers. For day 2. For subtopic number 2, addition and subtraction of two mixed numbers that are similar. Russell bought 5 3/4 kilogram of grapes. He gave 1 1/4 kilogram to his cousin Nat and 2 1/4 kilogram to his grandmother. How much kilogram of grapes did he give to his cousin and grandmother? How much grapes were left to Russell? Identify the type of fractions involved in the problem. Example 1. How much kilogram of grapes did he give to his cousin and grandmother? Find the sum of 1 1/4 and 2 1/4. So here is the illustration. 1 1/4 plus 2 1/4 is equal to 3 2/4 or 3 1/2. So 3 2/4 or 3 1/2 kilograms of grapes were given to her cousin and grandparent. Let's remember the rule: to add mixed numbers that are similar, add the whole numbers, then add the numerators and use the common denominator. How much grapes were left to sell? Find the difference between 5 and 3/4 and 3 and 2/4. Based from the number line illustration, 5 and 3/4 minus 3 and 2/4 is equal to 2 and 1/4. So, 2 and 1/4 kilograms of grapes were left to resell. Remember the rule: to add mixed numbers that are similar, add the whole numbers, then add the numerators, and use the common denominator. Example 3, 5 and 8/15 plus 4 and 3/15. Here is the solution. 5 and 8/15 plus 4 and 3/15 is equal to, close and open parenthesis, let's add the whole numbers, which are 5 plus 4. Close and open parenthesis, 8/15 plus 3/15 is equal to 9 and 11/15. Example 4, 7 and 1/8 minus 5 and 3/8 is equal to blank. Here is the solution. 6 and 9/8 minus 5 and 3/8 is equal to 1 and 3/4. You cannot subtract 3/8 from 1/8. Regroup 1 from 7 and express it as 8/8. For the lesson activity, find the missing fractions. And for letter B, solve the following. Here are the correct answers. For day 3, the subtopic is all about addition and subtraction of a mixed number and a proper fraction that are similar. In a faraway land, there lived a beautiful and intelligent lady named Cinderella. She loved doing puzzles and math problems since she was young. While growing up, she hid this exceptional ability from her stepmother and stepsisters. One day, a man from the palace came to bring an invitation to the grand fraction ball organized by the crown prince dissimilar, also known for being a math wizard. For Cinderella to participate in the ball, her fairy godmother transformed her into a beautiful lady. Hence, during the ball, she made a grand entrance. While walking in the hallway, she encountered a fraction word problem on the wall. If 3 and 1/4 yards and 2/4 yards of clothes are used to make a cape, how many yards are needed to make a cape? With confidence, Cinderella answered the problem with ease. The Simulus saw her and was impressed. She walked again and saw the second word problem. If you owned 9 and 7/8 hectares of land and decided to donate 6/8 hectares, how many hectares were left? Again, she solved the problem quickly. As she continued to solve word problems, the Simulus could not help but fall in love with her. So, they danced, laughed, and solved word problems together while enjoying their magical moment. However, Cinderella had to leave before midnight, so she dashed and left her glass shoe. The next day, Dissimulus used his math skills to find the perfect glass shoe fit. The shoe fit perfectly with Cinderella's foot, and they live happily ever after while solving fraction word problems together. And that is the end of the story. Here are the questions about the story. What was the first word problem solved by Cinderella? What kind of fractions were given in the problem? What have you noticed with their denominators? If you were Cinderella, what operation are you going to use? What do you think was Cinderella's answer to the first problem? Who would like to be Cinderella and show the solution on the board? Let us take a look at the solution. From the story, if 3 1/4 yards and 2/4 yards of clothes are used to make a cape, how many yards are needed to make a cape? So example, 3 1/4 plus 2/4 is equal to, here is the solution. So 3 3/4 yards of cloth are needed to make a cape. 3 1/4 plus 2/4 is equal to 3 3/4. Just add the whole number and proceed with adding the proper fractions, which is 1/4 and 2/4. 9 7/8 minus 6/8 is equal to 9 1/8. Use number line in demonstrating the answer to the problem. Based on these examples, how do you add or subtract a mixed number and a proper fraction with the same denominators without regrouping? First, copy the whole number. Second, add or subtract the numerators of both fractions. Third, copy the common denominator. Examples here involve regrouping. Example 3, 2 1/7 plus 6/7. Solution, 2 1/7 plus 6/7 is equal to 2 7/7 or 3. Since 7/7 is equal to 1 whole, therefore 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Example 4, 2 5/6 plus 2/6 is equal to blank. Take a look at the illustration. 2 5/6 plus 2/6 is equal to 2 7/6. 2 7/6 is equal to 2 6/6 plus 1/6 is equal to 3 1/6. For method 1, using the mixed number form, 2 5/6 plus 2/6 is equal to 2 7/6. Since 7/6 can be changed into 1 1/6, therefore 2 plus 1 1/6 is equal to 3 1/6. For the method 2, changing mixed number into improper fraction. 2 5/6 plus 2/6 is equal to 29/6 plus 2/6 is equal to 31/6 or 3 1/6. For method 2, to add a mixed number and a proper fraction with regrouping. First, convert the given mixed number into an improper fraction. Second, add the numerators. 3 or third, copy the common denominator. Example 5, 5 1/3 minus 2/3 is equal to blank. For the method 1, let's use the mixed number form. Since 2/3 cannot be subtracted right away from 1/3, 5 must be changed into 4 3/3. Five must be changed into 3/3. Hence, 5 1/3 is equal to 4 3/3 plus 1/3 is equal to 4 4/3. 5 1/3 minus 2/3 is equal to 4 4/3 minus 2/3 is equal to 4 and 2/3. For the method 2, changing mixed number into improper fraction. 5 and 1/3 minus 2/3 is equal to 16/3 minus 2/3 is equal to 14/3 or 4 and 2/3. How do you subtract a proper fraction from a mixed number with regrouping? First, convert the given mixed number into either an improper fraction or a mixed number whose fractional part is an improper fraction. Second, subtract the numerators. Third, copy the common denominator. For the lesson activity, perform the indicated operation. Show the necessary solutions. Here are the correct answers. For day 4. For the subtopic 4, let's have addition and subtraction of a whole number and a proper fraction. What are the different methods in adding and subtracting fractions? Let's have worked example number 1. Let's represent these fractions in an illustration. 1 whole plus 5/8 is equal to 1 and 5/8. Example 2, 3 minus 5/7. Example 3, 3 plus 3/7 is equal to, here is the solution. 3 plus 3/7 is equal to 3 and 3/7 or 24/7. Example 4, 3 minus 3/7. Here is the solution. 3 minus 3/7 is equal to 7/7 minus 3/7 is equal to 2 and 4/7. For the lesson activity, do the matatag quiz B. Let us now answer. Here are the correct answers. For day 5, the subtopic is all about addition and subtraction of a whole number and a mixed number. For the work example, number 1, 1 plus 1 and 1/2 is equal to. For the method 1, use of improper fraction form. 2 halves plus 3 halves is equal to 5 halves or 2 and 1/2. For method 2, 1 plus 1 and 1/2 is equal to 2 and 1/2. For number 2, 1 and 1/4 plus 2 is equal to 5/4 plus 8/4 is equal to 13/4 or 3 and 1/4. For method 2, 1 and 1/4 plus 2 is equal to 3 and 1/4. For number 3, 2 and 1/3 minus 1 is equal to, for the method 1, 7/3 minus 3/3 is equal to 4/3 or 1 and 1/3. Method 2, 2 and 1/3 minus 1 is equal to 1 and 1/3. For number 4, 3 minus 2 and 3/4. For method 1, 3 minus 2 and 3/4 is equal to 12/4 minus 11/4 is equal to 1/4. For method 2, 3 minus 2 and 3/4 is equal to 2 and 4/4 minus 2 and 3/4 is equal to 1/4. For the lesson activity, let's have fraction relay. Here are the correct answers. For the learner's takeaways, complete the table. What I have learned from the discussion, concepts that are somewhat confusing, and concepts I totally don't understand. For the reflection on learning, I realized that adding and subtracting fractions of different kinds offers a lot of opportunities to blank. My most favorite part of the lesson is blank because blank. Let's have the formative assessment. Perform the indicated operation. Here are the correct answers.